Hello, my name is Jason Bragg, and today I will be presenting a presentation on the Messinian Event, which occurred to the Mediterranean. So the Mediterranean Sea is one of the largest bodies of water that is surrounded on all sides. The only natural passage to the outside ocean is through the Strait of Gibraltar, which gives access to the Atlantic Ocean, allowing water to flow back and forth through the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean contains about 3.75 million cubic kilometers of water. And if it was disconnected, it would be the largest saltwater lake in the world. The Messinian Event was caused when the strait was closed by a small amount of movement in the tectonic plates, and this would have disconnected the Mediterranean from the Atlantic Ocean, causing the Mediterranean to dry up. This would have happened 5.96 to 5.33 million years ago. Now, what would the Mediterranean be like without it? It would have been a large dry salt playa, and it would have been so salty that plants could have not grown on the land, and there wouldn't be very much fresh water for any animals to live or want to move into this open space. There would likely be some smaller lakes, but they would have been very salty, like the Dead Sea today. What if this happened today? If something like this happened today, Italy and many other Mediterranean countries would become landlocked, and trade with the East from Europe would have to take the long way around Africa. Fishing would be impossible, as many of the fish cannot withstand the high salinity that would occur in the residual lakes. There would also be bad for the Black Sea, as it would be cut off from the only access way to the ocean. 480 million people live on the Mediterranean coasts, and their lives would be uprooted in such an event. Now, what evidence do we have for this event? One is evaporate layers of rocks on the surface, a thick layer of salt at the bottom of the Mediterranean, and canyons created by rivers that flowed into a dried up Mediterranean. Carl Meyer Edmure was a paleontologist, and he studied fossils around the Mediterranean, and he noticed layers of gypsum and salt deposits on the surface. He named this era the Messian. And these deposits are found throughout the Mediterranean, suggesting that the Mediterranean region experienced consistent drying throughout the region. The M reflector is a layer of salt that is detected in deep sea core drills, and they find these layers of salts and gypsum that are up to 3 kilometers thick. This salt layer is dated to the Messian, and this massive amount of salt is likely formed from the evaporating sea. Submarine canyons from rivers that would flow into the dried Mediterranean. These rivers would have carved through the rock and caused massive canyons that are now underwater. But how did it end? The Mediterranean is full of water now, so it's likely, so we know that it would have had to refill. We believe it happened in the Zanclean flood. This would have ended the Messinian Event, and this is thought to have been a relatively quick event. This refilled the Mediterranean in under 2 years. This would have been the Strait of Gibraltar opening up and a massive flooding to occur. The evidence of this is a large amount of debris and material that flowed into the Mediterranean Sea during this event. Thank you and have a great day.